Okay, so are you ready for a tough one today?
I think so.
We're diving into a case that's as much about extraordinary courage
Mhm.
as it is about unspeakable tragedy.
Yeah.
April 2010, Plantation, Florida.
Wow.
We've got court transcripts, firsthand accounts, the works.
Okay.
Our focus is the home invasion of the Morresy family,
Right.
but specifically the heroism of their 5-year-old son, Patrick.
Yeah. You know what's really striking about this case right from the get-go?
Mm-hmm.
Is this stark contrast.
Yeah.
The source material paints you have the Morrisys,
Right.
Joe Kay and little Patrick living a seemingly idyllic life,
Right.
quiet, upscale neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Then bam, their world is just shattered
Yeah.
by this brutal, calculated act of violence.
It's a jarring juxtaposition, to say the least.
It is.
And at the center of it all is Patrick.
Right.
According to his testimony, he was asleep in his parents' room when the intruder broke in.
Thank gosh.
Not only did he wake up to his parents' screams,
Oh my God.
but imagine being 5 years old, hearing a struggle, the intruder's walkie-talkie crackling in the darkness.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it sends chills down your spine just thinking about it.
Oh, absolutely. The level of terror he must felt is just unimaginable
Yeah.
to most of us. And you know what's even more heartbreaking?
Mm-hmm.
Is that Patrick, even at that age,
Yeah.
was trying to follow his father's instructions.
Right.
He stayed quiet, hidden under the covers, even as he heard Joe pleading for their lives.
Wow.
Which is a testament to Joe's unwavering instinct to protect his son, even in the face of this unimaginable fear.
It speaks volumes about the kind of father Joe was. You know, those primal instincts to
Yeah.
protect your child kicking in, even in the most harrowing circumstances.
Absolutely.
But the horror didn't end there for Patrick.
Right.
He later finds his mother, Kay, tied up the house set ablaze.
Oh my gosh.
And this is where this 5-year-old's incredible courage comes into play.
Right.
He somehow manages to find scissors and free his mother.
The details are incredible.
Fine.
This wasn't simply a matter of stumbling upon a pair of scissors.
Right.
Patrick, in the midst of this chaotic, terrifying scene,
Yeah.
remembered where they were kept, retrieved them,
Wow.
and then, most astonishingly, managed to use them to cut through the restraints on his mother.
It's unbelievable.
That presence of mind, that resourcefulness, especially after witnessing such trauma,
Yeah.
it really makes you question what innate strength lies dormant within us, even at such a young age.
Yeah. It's like some kind of primal survival instinct kicking in.
Right.
And Kay's words to him in that moment are incredibly poignant.
Yeah.
She looks at her son, having just been through this unimaginable ordeal, and says, "Wow, you're like a hero."
Oh, wow.
And in every sense of the word, he truly was.
He was.
So from the horrific events of that night,
Right.
we shift gears to the subsequent investigation,
Mhm.
which quickly becomes this tangled web
Yeah.
of conflicting narratives and dead ends. You'd think with a crime this brazen, the perpetrators would be caught almost immediately.
Yeah, you would think.
But that wasn't the case here.
Not at all.
Right, it wasn't exactly a straightforward investigation.
No.
The police initially zeroed in on Randy Tundidor Sr.,
Right.
who had been the Morrisy's tenant.
Okay.
There was an ongoing legal battle between him and Joe, which immediately raised red flags, right?
Absolutely. Lawsuits over property damage, especially when they involve escalating tensions,
Right.
often a catalyst for violence.
Yeah,
Or at the very least, they pique the interest of investigators.
of course.
But as the police dug deeper,
Yeah.
they found themselves wading through this morass of circumstantial evidence, nothing concrete linking Tundidor Sr. to the crime scene.
It's like trying to solve a puzzle,
Right.
but with half the pieces missing. You've got a possible motive,
Yeah.
but no clear connection.
Right.
So how did they break the case open?
Enter Randy Tundidor Jr.,
Okay.
the son of the initial suspect. Now, this is where the narrative takes a truly Shakespearean turn.
Huh.
He comes forward and points the finger at his own father,
What?
claiming that Randy Sr. was the mastermind
Wow.
behind the home invasion and Joe's murder.
Wow. Talk about family drama colliding head-on with a criminal investigation.
Right.
But it wasn't just Randy Jr. making these accusations, right?
No.
His brother Sean corroborated the story,
Right.
painting a picture of a family living on the tyranny of their father's volatile nature.
Precisely.
Wow.
And it's Sean's involvement that adds another layer of complexity and ethical ambiguity to the investigation,
Yeah.
driven by a desire for justice or perhaps a need to break free from his father's control.
Right.
Sean agrees to wear a wire,
Oh, wow.
hoping to elicit a confession from Randy Sr.
It's a high-stakes gamble,
It is.
putting himself in an incredibly vulnerable position to try and get this crucial piece of evidence.
Totally.
So did his risky move pay off? Did they catch that confession on tape? So did they get the confession?
Well, this is where the technology at the time really lets them down.
Oh, no.
The recording was full of technical issues.
What?
This crucial confession, the linchpin of the entire case, hangs precariously on this flawed recording.
Oh, gosh. Talk about a blow to the prosecution's case.
Yeah, it really underscores the fragility of justice, doesn't it?
It does.
Even with advancements in surveillance technology, sometimes the difference between a guilty verdict and reasonable doubt comes down to a technical glitch.
Wow.
But, we can't forget about the other extraordinary testimony that captivated the courtroom.
Right.
7-year-old Patrick taking the stand.
It's hard to even fathom what that must have been like for him.
I know.
Courtroom full of strangers, the weight of everyone's gaze.
Right.
And this young boy, barely old enough to grasp the gravity of the situation, being asked to recount the most traumatic night of his life.
Right.
How did he hold up under that pressure?
The sources describe the scene as incredibly poignant.
Yeah.
A video recording of Patrick's initial interrogation was played for the jury.
Oh, wow.
Not just dry facts and dates, but a child's innocent voice struggling to articulate the horrors that he witnessed.
Yeah.
And what struck everyone was his inability at that age to fully comprehend the permanence of death.
Right.
He apparently believed his father would return home someday,
Oh, my gosh.
maybe on an airplane.
That's heartbreaking.
It is.
It really drives home the cruelty of the crime, the innocence lost that night.
It does.
It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit that he could even speak about it.
Absolutely, and speak about it he did.
Yeah.
With a quiet strength that resonated deeply with the jury.
So after all the twists and turns, the flawed evidence, the emotionally charged testimonies, what was the final verdict?
Well, the jury ultimately found both Randy Tundidor Sr. and Jr. guilty.
Okay.
The younger Tundidor sentenced to 40 years.
Right.
A hefty sentence.
Yeah.
But for the mastermind behind it all, Randy Sr., the verdict was death.
Justice for Joe? But such a tragic outcome for everyone involved.
It is.
And what became of Sean?
Right.
He essentially lost his entire family that day. Brother incarcerated, father sentenced to death.
He faced immense criticism for turning on his own blood.
Of course.
But in the eyes of the prosecution, his actions were instrumental in securing those convictions.
Right.
A stark reminder that the pursuit of justice often demands profound personal sacrifice.
It does leave us to consider the ripples of that night in 2010.
Yeah.
The lives forever altered, the questions that linger.
Right.
Where do Patrick and Kay stand today after all these years?
It's clear from the source material that their journey has been one of immense courage and unwavering love. They've chosen to honor Joe's memory by embracing life to the fullest.
Yeah.
A powerful testament to the strength of the human spirit.
It is.
Kay even went on to become an advocate, sharing her story to help other survivors of trauma.
It's a story that really stays with you long after you've heard it.
It does.
The chilling details of the crime. The bravery of a child thrust into an unimaginable situation.
Yeah.
The complexities of family loyalty tested by unspeakable acts. Patrick Morresy's story is a potent reminder that even in the darkest corners of humanity, glimmers of hope and extraordinary resilience can emerge.
It really makes you question how we reconcile the capacity for evil that exists in some with the incredible strength and resilience we see in others.
Yeah.
It's a question without easy answers, but one worth pondering.
Well,